This is the Water Quality Association podcast, promoting the betterment of water quality around the world. And hello, I'm your host, Wes Bleed.
We have goals, we have strategies, we have plans, we have people in this room connected to all of those. But how are we truly going to make those leaps forward without collective action?
That's WQA CEO Pauli Undesser back in 2022 at the WQA Convention and Exposition in that year's keynote session. And welcome to the weekly podcast from the Water Quality Association, the leading voice of the residential, commercial, and industrial water treatment community. You can find us at WQA.org. If you're a first-time viewer or listener, we are glad you're here. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a show. That's the magic of podcasting. And be sure to share the podcast with someone you know. Let somebody else know about these podcasts. And we also feature our podcasts on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/@WaterQualityAssociation videos. As we reflect on the rich history of WQA over the past 50 years, we wanted to feature some of the convention remarks from WQA's Chief Executive Officer, Pauli Undesser. We'll highlight segments from 2019, 2021, 2022, and from this past convention in Orlando, 2024. You'll be inspired, challenged, and encouraged from Pauli's comments. Later, we'll have our WQA tip. It's all coming up on the Water Quality Association podcast. We first rewind the tape back to 2019. Pauli Undesser is speaking at the keynote session. Among the issues back then, PFAS.
All right, so now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into my question number 2. So why does all of this matter? So for the past several years, I have talked about challenges in our industry, such as lead. Specifically with lead, our products and services are providing effective solutions in homes, schools, and businesses across the country. These success stories are plentiful today and will continue for years to come as the infrastructure ages, cities replace infrastructure, premise plumbing in buildings is tested for the presence of lead. As more complex contaminants for water quality issues are in the media and commonly understood by general public, all of this matters because our industry, our products, and our people, we are uniquely suited to provide effective solutions for addressing water quality challenges like lead that continue to be identified. If you've been listening to WQA's radio podcasts, watching for Facebook live streams, reading our e-news, or living and breathing anything WQA these days, you already know right now we are faced with what may be the most complex issue of our time, PFAS. These 4 little letters seem so simple. PFAS. They stand for a list of thousands of per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Today, researchers do not fully understand the occurrence of these compounds, the toxicity, the test methods, or even the chemical structures for all of these. We are just scratching the surface. But what we do know today, and what matters most for all of us, is that our industry has proven solutions to help. 3 technologies have been confirmed, and the NSF ANSI standards have been updated that 2 of these, reverse osmosis and carbon technologies, can be tested and certified for those claims. While there is a moving target and lots of unknowns, know that WQA is diligently working with state and federal agencies to address the growing consumer concerns.
The WQA convention in 2020 was moved online because of the pandemic, of course, and so the 2021 convention was the first in-person event for WQA in more than 2 years. The theme that year? Imagine.
Today, there's a lot of reflection going on. So I want to talk about my reflection over the last couple years since we were in person last. So there's a few words that I'm going to go over that have come to mind. I'm going to start with invincible, unbreakable, unstoppable, unshakable. Yes, you might recognize those. They're from my walk-up song. I didn't make them up. I chose the song for the words because they remind me of the fortitude of this industry. Don't get me wrong, the pandemic has been excruciatingly rough on many businesses, on segments, and then compound that with all of the supply chain issues that we're dealing with. And then how about Texas? Froze over like we have never seen before, right? But yet, here we are today, one of the first large conferences in the United States getting together in person, live streaming hybrid, and we're talking about how we're moving forward. Invincible, unbreakable, unstoppable, unshakable. Another word that comes to mind as I reflected over the past couple years is pride. We prepared for 2 years leading up to the final decision from a building designed in the 1980s that was no longer able to meet the needs to a new modern facility of the future. The preparation by the board and by staff was well worth every day, every minute, blood, sweat, tears, to the final go, no-go decision that was scheduled the week after WQA canceled our annual convention. It was the same week the United States shut down, and the world as we knew it changed forever. But amongst all of that uncertainty, there was no hesitation in making a unanimous decision to push ahead. Pride. The new lab is an expansive testing facility that maximizes efficiency, offers new flexibility in testing, and looks to the future for ever diversifying needs of our Gold Seal and Sustainability Seal clients, all with a clear focus on client confidentiality and product innovation needs. The new laboratory is a source of pride, not just for staff that are there every day working, but for every member of WQA, every member of industry, everybody who is here. That is a source of pride. And I'm so grateful for the superhuman efforts and commitment from staff running dual operations, relocating office and laboratory during a pandemic, no less. But also because of the priceless volunteer investment from board donations, from our clients, members who are helping to push the drinking water treatment industry forward. I'm so proud of your imagination, your hard work that needed to make that all happen. Thank you also to the many contributors to our Building Our Vision campaign. The contributions exceeded $400,000, not only in dollars, but also equipment that enabled us to hit the ground running in that new laboratory. We have an entire wall at the new facility that is dedicated to these donors, and we will forever be grateful for the lasting legacy of the support. They helped to launch a new era of WQA and the Water Quality Research Foundation. So when you talk about pride, and more pride. So there's one more word that I want to talk about, and that's this year's theme for convention. That's imagine. I know I've actually said it before, and you're going to hear me say it again, but to me, that's a very freeing word. So imagine what our businesses would be like if every consumer knew the importance of quality water. Imagine not just maintaining, but significantly growing
the public demand for water quality solutions. Imagine allied associations and NGOs proactively adopting proven industry solutions for advancing public health. Imagine your business and our industry thriving with increased recruitment and retention of rising professionals, women in industry, and diverse talent. To me, imagine is about the infinite possibilities that become reality. And to me, it's up to us to make it a reality to happen. But that's where most will fail. We will succeed. And I will say it again, we will succeed. Why am I so confident that we will succeed about making that a reality? It's because all of those imagined statements that I said, I listed them because we actually are working on goals, strategies, and now targets that are all in development with the WQA board, committees, sections, staff for our next 3-year strategic plan. And this is not the strategic plan that looks great on paper, and it's gonna sit on somebody's desk, and it's gonna be untouched for the next 3 years. No, no, no. We have facilitated staff, board, and stakeholder workshops this whole year to develop that strategic plan. It is built with intention and insight to make sure that we launch the industry to a whole new level of professionalism, advocacy, influence, and public awareness like we have never seen before.
In 2022, the convention theme was Impact. Here again is Pauli Undesser.
But something that might be on your mind that I wanted to talk about and explore today is how, right? We've been doing the impact, and there's a lot of impact still coming, but how? We're talking about this collective that we are going to do it. So how are we going to do it? And when I talk about we saw a lot of people up on the stage. We could talk about we on the stage. We could talk about we in the front rows here. We could talk about we in the room. We talk about the industry collectively. And so when I talk about we, that's what I'm talking about. We as the industry. So think about the strategies and the goals. They sound great, right? We're advancing knowledge. We're increasing advocacy. We're driving public awareness. Those are big. They're huge. And yes, we have goals, we have strategies, we have plans, we have people in this room connected to all of those. But how are we truly going to make those leaps forward without collective action? And that has to take the whole industry, all of us doing that. So think back to last year's convention. I left everyone with a challenge. I challenged everyone to explore ways that you and your company could help WQA help you. So let's go back to that. I suggested that everyone start with the simplest welfare and benefit scenario. Promote WQA membership on your website. Start there. If you're a member, promote it. Be proud of it. If you're certified and you're on a Zoom call, put it right after your name. If you have it posted anywhere else, your name, and you're a certified professional, put it right after it. Be proud of that. Take bigger leaps. Get involved. Be a volunteer if you're not already a volunteer. Those were the challenges I made last year. So I made the challenge because in order for WQA to take these bold and public actions on professionalism, on advocacy, influence, and taking public awareness by charge, we need to start in our own space. We need to start as individuals, as companies, as an industry, collectively, to be able to do those bold actions. So as an example of that impact that we've had, I'm proud to celebrate where the industry has helped WQA help you with women in industry. WIN has successfully increased female volunteer engagement threefold in 5 years. Yes. So great applause, and I'm going to say it again. Threefold female volunteer engagement increase in 5 years through women in industry. That's the type of impact that we're talking about. How do we continue that? So not only has the industry unlocked the diverse talent, ideas, and experiences of female leaders, at the same time, WQA has filled more volunteer positions than ever before. So I'm excited to see what Rise, Thrive, and Win, what they will collectively do now going forward. What is the impact we will be able to do there? With Win as a great success story, how can we have that impact on our mind and be able to continue to explore that? So let's explore. How do we, again, collectively, even thinking outside of this room, how do we make impact thinking about that type of success on the grander scale? So I have a quick exercise for us to help us think about this as well. So if you currently are an active voting member on any group, whether it's a board member, committee, section, task group, any of that, if you're a voting member, I'd like you right now to clap your hands. Very respectable. Great job. All right. Now, I want to know if you work in the water treatment industry, clap your hands. All right, I saw a couple people over there and one over there still on your phones. I want to hear it one more time. If you work in the water treatment industry, clap your hands. Now, if you could not feel that difference or hear that difference, those that are working in those committees, yep, it was loud. It was amazing and great. But when you have everyone in here collectively doing that together, think of the impact that we could have. There's a difference. So imagine that impact if everyone was doing something. So how could we do that and apply that towards our industry goals? I think Richard said it best. We would be unstoppable. So I'm going to ask again, how are we going to make that impact? So collectively, we would be stronger. We'd be more powerful and more impactful than one person, one company, one entity alone. But it requires all of us having a part and all of us being focused in one direction. So how do we make that actionable today? That's what I want to have everybody take out of this. So I've tried to make it easy. 3 easy steps for us to take away from today. Act. A-C-T. Act on behalf of the industry. So A, action. Actions speak louder than words, right? Start by professional training, certification. Take advantage of the rebate program. Jim Stern mentioned it. If you are not certified, look at that. Right now, there is a rebate program that can help you pay for that. Why not? If you're not a member, right now you could get a free convention registration. Take advantage of it. Those are a couple things you could do to take action today. So if you don't know what to do or how to do it, WQA Central, stop by. Those are actions that you could do today that not only help you progress your career, help your company to improve and strengthen, but also help the industry as a whole to be able to move forward.
In 2024, Pauli talked about how the convention theme of Catalyst would be a key factor in moving the industry forward.
So to further my optimism, WQA certainly has encouraged education, research, and regulatory support that we're seeing improvements in the lead and copper rule, where point of use and point of entry is expanded as solutions more than it ever has before. Not only that, I have more optimism because WQA is on record for highlighting the capabilities of point of use and point of entry systems for addressing PFAS. And to make sure that everybody has the tools that they need, WQA has created a PFAS portal that you have access to downloadable, easy to digest materials to make sure that you have knowledge at your fingertips and you have those effective talking points to make sure that you are the experts for PFAS solutions. So my optimism for the industry is also amplified because WQA's laboratory is testing already to the proposed EPA MCL for PFAS, PFOA, and other PFAS compounds, which I'm not going to go into. But we provide that independent testing to make sure that newly identified and designed products for PFAS are able to have that certification for their claims. New test benches at WQA's operations are making sure that we can effectively meet that growing demand for PFAS. So that's not all, folks. When it comes to my optimism, I will tell you there's so much more to it. And if you attended the manufacturers section today, you saw information about the WQA task force that looked at WQA's reports for tank and valve and reverse osmosis and how we cross-correlated that with Federal Reserve information and bank information to look at how do we predict future trends. I don't have a crystal ball, but I will tell you that is the best to our abilities that we can predict the future trends. And that report is telling us that we may not be back at pandemic times, right? Amazing growth, but 2024 is looking robust and optimistic for us. So I encourage you to take advantage of all of that knowledge gained through those reports and make sure that if you didn't attend the dealer section today or the manufacturers section, it's not too late. We still have days of education to gather market intelligence and information to make sure that you are getting everything that you can to take advantage of your markets and differentiation. And if you don't gather it this week, make sure to know that you have it at your fingertips, whether it is podcasts, videos, and webinars. All of that is accessible to you through WQA's website. Also, make sure to take advantage of WQA's technical affairs, professional certification, and training, because each of these enables all of you as catalysts to work smarter, not harder. Yesterday, we talked about this earlier of boot camp and WQRF's scientific symposium. Those were making sure that we're charging folks with extra catalytic abilities. We're making sure that you have that information at your fingertips so that you can hold the future of water. We've continued to develop leaders with our mentorship program, and we've talked about our mid-year leadership has been retooled, and we are making sure that all of you are primed and ready as catalysts. And I will tell you, if this wasn't enough optimism for you, with all of you as catalysts, us together, we are explosive. And I'm talking about explosive energy that leverages the industry with so much strength that we will make sure that this end of our strategic plan is setting us up with impact and influence for the next 50 years. But certainly, we are going to have a great position for our next strategic plan, and we need catalysts. We need to make sure that we are progressing this industry further, we're progressing it faster, but we're doing it with less energy, less effort. How do we make that easier? And that's by being catalysts. So how do we leave here today being the catalyst that we need? I have 3 items as takeaways. 1, train and retain your people, whether that's yourself or others, having that education and making sure that you're staying on top of emerging contaminants and that you are the experts on the solutions of tomorrow, not just today. Take advantage of WQA's training and education, whether it's in person, it's online, any of it available. Number 1, train and retain. 2, enhance credibility and leverage that market intelligence. So whether you attended the sessions today to get that real-time data, whether you're looking at WQA's market trends reports, how are you also leveraging your market differentiation with WQA's logo? with your professional certification, with the mark of excellence, with adopting new technologies that you find at WQA's convention, all of that market intelligence and market differentiation, credibility, and making sure that you are differentiating. So 3, how do you make synergistic connections? So we are here this week, not only to network with everybody that you know and that you've met before, but how do you seek out the folks and the products that you don't know? How do you make sure to have that expansion of information and do that through other ways of mentor opportunities? Or how do you support and use WQRF research to, again, work smarter, not harder? So in fact, hopefully you get from all of this that we can all be a catalyst, and that most recently, I want you to know that we all proved our catalyst capabilities, and you've even seen it here on stage, that WQA's crazy idea of anything but a cup, one, I tell you, it just proves again that WQA is a unified industry, but we're connecting to new audiences, and we're inspiring not only curiosity, but how are folks taking action to improve life with the betterment of water quality?
A look back at Pauli Undesser's remarks at the WQA Convention and Exposition. In 2025, the WQA Convention will be held in Long Beach, California, April 22nd through the 24th. Circle those dates on your calendar and prepare to register soon at the WQA Convention website, wqa.org/convention. Our WQA tip, November is Member Appreciation Month at WQA, when we say a big thank you to our members for their role in promoting the betterment of water quality. Highlights of the month have included a volunteer summit, hope you were able to take part, a member meetup, and we have an upcoming government affairs webinar on November 20th. You can learn more at the website, wqa.org. Thanks for joining us for the Water Quality Association podcast, bringing you the latest news and insights from the association, our members, and outside experts to help you better serve your customers and grow your business. Learn more about water and water treatment at our consumer website, betterwatertoday.org, and learn more about professional certification, product certification, and how you can become a WQA member at wqa.org. Until next time, this is Wes Bleed. So long from the Water Quality Association.